Support for the Leadoff on WGLT and WGLT.org comes from the Central Illinois Regional Airport, where travelers are one stop away from world destinations. Connections on American Airlines to Chicago or to Dallas-Fort Worth are available daily. Close, convenient, CIRA. More at CIRA.com.
Lawmakers fail again to pass a bill that would require guns to be taken away from people who have emergency restraining orders against them. It's one of the things you need to know to start your day for Wednesday, June 5th. I'm Ryan Denham, and this is WGLT's The Leadoff. Now let's lead off with the need for more housing in McLean County. Bloomington Normal alone is thousands of units short of meeting the need. Plenty of groups are working on solutions, but not many development projects make it to the finish line. WGLT's Melissa Ellen explores how two projects were able to get it done.
McLean County is getting not one, but two low-income housing properties. Management company Christian County Development Corporation and developer Domera are finishing up a 48-unit project in Bloomington and a 30-unit project in Heyworth. Nathan Joseph owns Domera Development. He says the project has taken an abnormal amount of time. It was approved in 2020, but the COVID-19 pandemic, costs, and weather have all drawn it out over the past 4 years.
It's a very long time.
Meanwhile, the county's need for housing, and in particular affordable housing, has only grown. CEO of Christian County Development Megan Bell says the sites in Bloomington and Heyworth have each gotten over 100 pre-applicants. Bell expects Christian County Development won't have any trouble getting either of them filled.
We have a lot of anxious applicants, and we're ready to get these leased and move forward and see what else we can do for the area.
Bell says Heyworth may finish construction and become move-in ready sometime this month. Bloomington will be another 2 months at the least. If that doesn't happen, Bell says she wants both properties to be done by the end of the year. In addition to finishing the buildings, developer Nathan Joseph says Ameren needs to get both sites hooked up with utilities. As for why these projects succeeded where others haven't, Joseph points out that both of these were majorly funded by a state tax credit, awarded by the Illinois Housing Development Authority. This helped cut costs drastically so the units could even be offered at low-income rates. Heyworth units are priced between $700 and $800, and Bloomington is expected to only be slightly higher. For The Leadoff, I'm Melissa Ellen.
Here's some other stories we're following in the WGLT newsroom. The new Performing Arts Center at Western Illinois University will be named for its former president, Al Goldfarb, a former provost here at Illinois State University at Normal, as well as his wife, Elaine. The Normal Town Council approved 2 contracts with road construction for street resurfacing. That work on about 5 miles of road will begin this month and continue through the next year. A new elementary school that bills itself as Bloomington Normal's first classical Christian school is planning to open in the fall. The White Horse Academy, tied to Heartland Church in Normal, will have kindergarten through 3rd grade. And the Mentoring and Providing Scholarships, or MAPS program, spearheaded by African American community leaders, will award over $80,000 in scholarships to high school seniors during an event Saturday at Mount Pisgah Baptist Church. You can find more on these stories at WGLT.org. Illinois lawmakers wrapped up their legislative session last month once again without passing Karina's bill, or even calling it for a full vote. That measure would require judges to order the confiscation of guns from people who have emergency restraining orders against them. The bill had bipartisan support, and advocates for domestic violence survivors say it would save lives. So why is this popular, uncontroversial bill still stuck in committee? WBEZ's Mawa Iqbal tried to get some answers.
Monica Alvarez traveled from Chicago to Springfield in April. Speaking at a rally outside of the Capitol building, she said it was both painful and heartbreaking for her to be there.
But I stand here today because my cousin Karina and Daniela were murdered on July 3rd, 2023.
Karina Gonzalez and her 15-year-old daughter Daniela were shot and killed in their little village home, allegedly by Karina's husband. The court had ordered her husband to stay away from Karina and her family, citing threatening behavior.
An order of protection was not enough.
Not enough. The murders took place just a few blocks from Democratic State Senator Selena Villanueva's district office. She soon after became the chief Senate sponsor of Karina's bill, a measure aimed at removing guns from those accused of domestic violence.
We've seen stories continuously. And with each and every one of those stories, my heart hurts.
Since then, a large network of survivor and gun control groups joined the charge. Even Republicans, like Senate Minority Leader John Curran, are behind the bill.
It is incumbent upon us as policymakers to separate domestic abusers from firearms.
So why did the General Assembly just finish their third legislative session in a row with Karina's bill going nowhere? Villanueva insists the holdup is from law enforcement groups. John Milner is with the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police, and he says they do have some concerns. The bill's requirement that officers have only 4 days after protective order is issued to remove the guns, he says is too burdensome for smaller departments and could put officers in danger if they don't have enough time or people.
We have to make sure it's done safely, and not just for the police officers, but for the victims of those crimes as well as the neighborhood.
But Milner says their concerns could easily be addressed, and overall, police chiefs like the legislation.
I say we're all on the same side on this. We want to do what we can to prevent any more domestic violence situations from occurring. And if we can find some common ground to make this work, let's do it.
The problem, he says, is that so far he's been invited to just one roundtable meeting with lawmakers, police groups, and bill advocates to hammer out the details.
I think there has to be more meetings than just an occasional meeting here and there.
I went back to Villanueva to ask her, if this is a priority, then why hasn't she called more meetings?
That's based on people's schedules. It's not something that I can say. I mean, my schedule's also all over the place.
But advocates for domestic violence survivors say there is no time to waste.
The intersection of firearms and domestic violence is well known to be high lethality and high risk.
Marilia Negron is Director of Policy and Research for The Network, an umbrella group of over 40 domestic violence survivor groups. She says deaths from domestic violence shootings in Illinois are on the rise. Negron was standing beside Monica Alvarez at the rally in Springfield last month.
It has been disappointing working on this to see all of the momentum and all of the coalition of support that we received for really the bill not to move forward.
Lawmakers will be back in Springfield for a short legislative session in the fall. Negron says her group is willing to do the work to get Karina's bill across the finish line. I'm Mawa Iqbal.
And before we let you go, a few chances for live outdoor music today. The Brian Shobin Jazz Quintet plays at Withers Park downtown over the lunch hour, and Deuces Wild plays in the Uptown Circle tonight, starting at 6. And that's it for today. I'm Ryan Denham. You can subscribe to The Leadoff on the NPR app or wherever you get your podcasts.